Welcome to Ideas Fest 2020, Mr. Singhal. Really glad to have you here with us. Amstrad as a brand has been doing superbly well under your leadership. You have been chosen as India's inspirational leader. Amstrad, the brand, has been chosen as one of world's leading brands and the brand of the year by WCRC. We welcome you to Ideas Fest 2020. Just to give a brief to our viewers on Mr. Nipun Singhal. Mr. Nipun Singhal is graduated in engineering, economics, and management from the prestigious Oxford University. He was a director and CEO of Lloyd from 2008 up till November 2017, where he spearheaded the creation of the brand Lloyd from scratch to soaring heights. He has over 28 years of experience in various industries. In September 2018, he launched OVOT, One Vision, One Team, a new concept in Indian consumer electronics retail industry, a unique creation by channel partners and experienced industry veterans who have for the first time in India come together to give the best products, services, and prices to Indian consumers. OVOT launched Amstrad, the next generation products by Amstrad are inspired by passion for perfection. Mr. Nipun Singhal spearheads Amstrad as a brand, and like many other brands that he has driven to success, we are very sure that Amstrad will be a force to reckon with, which already it is. Welcome, Mr. Singhal, to the show. Talk a little bit about, what's been the strategy of the brand, especially keeping COVID as a serious situation that's going on? Our discussion theme, of course, today is new age strategies of brands and leaders during this COVID era and post-COVID era. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Abhimanyu, and you've been very generous as usual with your words. Very kind in the initial introduction. But as you mentioned, I've had my almost 2.5 decades with various companies and various brands, which have all been consumer space. So I think the one thing that I have found common across this journey of 25 years has been that if you want to succeed in the consumer space, you have to put at the forefront and in the center the consumer. You must understand that what does the consumer want. It's not what I am trying to sell. It's not what I am trying to put as a strategy forward. I have to understand and align myself with what the consumer is trying to buy or what the consumer is wanting from me.
True.
People who can align themselves to what the consumer wants succeed. And people who don't understand the consumer effectively or properly, they are the ones who are left. And what we've understood, or what I have understood, is that consumers, especially what buying consumer durables, right? They are coming to buy products. They are coming to buy after-sales service. They're coming to buy technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to put very simply for your viewers, when you go into the market, first thing you look for is you want to look at the latest technology.
True.
You don't want to be saddled with the technology which was running 10 years or 15 years back.
Mm-hmm.
So can Amstrad deliver the next generation in technology? Mm-hmm. If yes, we are relevant. The next thing is, can Amstrad deliver the relevant specifications or quality that the consumer wants? So in terms of air conditioning, I could talk about noise level. I could talk about cooling capacity. I could talk about energy consumption. In terms of television, I could talk about whether I can watch the different OTT platforms today on which there is very good content coming. People like you and me are seeing those content. So Sony Live, Netflix, Amazon Prime, does it have that? Right? What is the kind of clarity in terms of 4K, 8K, OLED? What technology am I bringing forward?
Cool.
So technology, quality, and then after that comes after-sales service. So the last thing that the consumer sees is, fine, this is all great, but tomorrow, God forbid, if something happens, am I going to get the after-sales service? And this is what has been my mantra in the last 25 years.
Okay. Okay. Great. So just talk about your strategies during this tough times where most industries are going through a very troubled time. How, as a brand, are you keeping yourself afloat with innovation and redeployment of people or new product strategy, product line, marketing strategies, and everything?
Yeah. So excellent. I think this has been something which we've all done in some way. I can name four things that we did differently. First of all, is we introduced products which we thought were relevant to the current pandemic situation. So we
Mhm.
launched immediately dishwashers. We launched uh, a vac mop, which is a vacuum cleaner come mop, what we call
Yeah.
in colloquial language jhadu pocha machine,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
then we launched a mini flour mill or atta chakki.
Okay.
So, you buy your grain, instead of taking the grain to the nearest mill, which is not very clean, hygienic, or probably is closed because of COVID,
Mhm.
you have a mini flour mill where you can, mix your grains at home. You can, grind them at home itself.
Mhm.
So that is what we launched. So these three products have been the new product launches. In terms of the second thing which we did different was in terms of our marketing communication, how we approach the consumer. So we came out from the traditional mold of cinema advertising, newspaper advertising, and we focused more on digital and on television.
Mhm.
So you can see both our campaigns in April, May, as well as in September, October, they were very TV heavy because a lot
Yeah.
of people are sitting at home and they are consuming a lot of news. And
Yeah.
the second
True.
thing which I find is people are constantly on their gadgets. So there's a lot of online communication happening.
Absolutely.
So, digital communication is where we spent money, and on TV we spent money. We've cut back on all other mediums.
Okay.
This is the second change in terms of marketing. The third change, I would say, is in the way that we are trying to give a demo to our consumer. So today, traditionally, a demo was given by by a technician visiting the customer's home. Now we have a WhatsApp where you can, as a customer, you can reach us in the WhatsApp and we will guide you through a WhatsApp video call.
Okay.
So let us say you want a demo, you can just switch on the camera in the WhatsApp video call, and my technician from the office will guide you through anything you want to know about the product, how it
Mhm.
works, functions, features, troubleshooting, anything.
True.
So this is a third thing that we started, that without actually physically going to the consumer's house, how can we help him? And you will be surprised, Abhimanyu, that we were able to solve a lot of customer complaints through online interactions.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the third thing. The fourth thing has been in the way that we are keeping our connection with the dealers. So we've stopped dealer meets. Traditionally we used to have a dealer meet, with food and drinks and stuff, where we used to showcase our brands. Now everything is happening through Zoom calls. Much like, we're doing an interview today on a Zoom call.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think this is the first time that I'm doing an interview with you, or through a laptop.
Yeah, yeah. Most interviews today are happening like this,
Yeah,
fortunately or unfortunately. But yeah, that's the general trend these days. Yeah.
yeah. So these are the four changes that we have, done in terms of product lineup, our marketing communication, in terms of the way we interact with our consumers for demos and troubleshooting, and the way we interact with our customers, the dealers.
Okay. So tell me something. At this point in time, okay, how do you generate a lot of trust with your consumers, with your shareholders, with your employees? As a brand, how do you generate trust in them? As a leader, how do you generate trust in your employees? And keep the motivation levels extremely high when there is a general gloom in the
So
market.
yeah, so if you've seen our tagline, "Inspired by passion," right?
Mhm.
I think people develop trust in anything when they see passion,
Mhm.
right? So the precursor to trust is passion.
Mhm.
I believe in what I see. I trust
Correct.
what I see. So today, when they see passion,
Mhm.
right? If my team sees me very passionate or very committed, or looking at the future with a lot of positivity, they develop trust in me. That yes, this is a good company to work with. This is a good leader to work with.
Okay.
So it all flows from passion.
Mhm. Cool.
See, it's trust is not something I can acquire by advertising. It will never
Mhm.
happen by advertising.
Absolutely.
I have to I have to walk that talk. I have to demonstrate adequate amount of passion in whatever I'm doing. For example, if I see a chef cooking food, I see him doing it with a lot of passion. I can trust that the food he will cook will be of high quality.
Cool.
So wherever I see somebody with a lot of passion, I can trust that that will lead to something good.
Okay. Yeah. Any other thing you want to
And
add?
that's how leaders develop passion.
Okay. So you think that passion probably becomes one of the most important things in generating trust with your consumers, with your employees, with your shareholders? You think that passion is the most important thing? Because,
Provided it is something. Sorry, I've been interrupting you.
no problem.
Passion is the most important thing, provided you can actually demonstrate the passion. It should not be all fuzzy duddy and also very. You should demonstrate experience passion.
Okay.
Then it translates into trust.
Uh-huh. Okay. There's a little bit of breakage happening with your internet. Any case, it's keeping. So, any case, tell me one last point. About how personally, as a leader, do you really take care of situations, and what would be your advice? Because this program is going to be watched by a lot of people, from top corporates to students to new marketing aspirants to people who would want to join the consumer electronic industry. What, as an industry head, would be your advice to future leaders? And what, as yourself, do you guide your team in these times, or any case for the future?
So you're very kind, as I said in the beginning, that you would look at me as somebody who can guide somebody. I'm always in a mode to learn from people. But you know, having said that, what I believe is that it's not guidance I'm giving. It's just I'm stating the obvious, that whatever you are doing, especially in the consumer space, it must be from the heart.
Okay.
If you do anything, if you do anything from the heart and with passion, you are going to end up doing something great in that particular field. You could be a young boy at 21, or you could be somebody at 65. But if you're doing whatever you're doing with a lot of passion, with a lot of conviction, and from the heart, you're going to end up doing a very good job. You will make a name for yourself, you'll make a name for your company, you'll make a name for your brand, you'll make a name for your country. No matter in whatever field it is, it could be in athletics, it could be in sports, it could be anything. The moment you do it from the heart, you know,
Mhm.
it's going to be fantastic.
Great. So, what
As
is
I
the
say in Hindi, I said, दिमाग से मत काम करो, दिल से काम करो.
super? So, what is the positioning of Amstrad that you really want consumers to get inside their heart, inside their mind, and the soul of the brand positioning of Amstrad? What is that
Next
position?
generation, next generation quality service technology. So Amstrad means next generation quality service technology.
Next generation
And this
quality.
will be the mantra. Yeah, next generation quality service technology. And this will be the mantra even when I am not here and the next generation is in my chair. We will still say the same thing. Next generation quality service, because you have to keep changing with time.
Absolutely.
You have to keep evolving yourself. You have to become better every year. You have to keep on outdoing yourself. I've always told, my son, I tell him, I am not fighting anybody else. I have no competitor. My biggest competitor is me. I have to beat me.
Great.
So next year, I have to beat me. 10 years later, I have to think how I can beat myself.
Yeah.
So, it's almost like boxing your shadow.
Absolutely. Okay, it was great talking to you, Mr. Singhal. It's always been a pleasure talking to you. For our viewers, just look at the perspective of all successful people, and Mr. Singhal has been uh, an extremely successful person in this industry. It core boils down to your passion and your heart, how you actually function with your passion, with your dedication, and a very sustained sincerity that actually takes you to the top. Mr. Singhal for years have displayed that, and that's the reason why WCRC has chosen him as one of India's most inspirational leaders. And we do hope that Mr. Singhal keeps inspiring the industry, keeps generating a lot of trust in his employees. I have known him for a very long time. And I have always seen this jolly, enthusiastic side of Mr. Singhal that creates an extreme impact over people he meets. I'm sure that employees in his companies feel that magic in him, look up to him because he's a person who has driven everything with a lot of passion and heart. And that's something that is a lesson to be learned, that if you have passion with sustained sincerity and true intent, you will automatically generate trust in your consumers, in your shareholders, and your employees and everybody around you. Thank you, Mr. Singhal, for joining this Ideas Fest discussion. It's a pleasure always talking to you. Thank you very much.
Same here, pleasure. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
God
so
bless.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So we end the meeting. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.